You're listening to Oilersnation Radio, presented by the Nation Network. Subscribe for free on iTunes, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts from.
Oilers Nation every day is what the TV says, but it is Oilers Nation Radio.
Right here.
Presented by our friends at Oodle Noodle, 18 locations and counting.
I like how you waited until the show started. We've been in this room for 20 minutes.
I just noticed it. Because actually what I was going to do is I was going to look at it and think about Oodle Noodle. But then what I was going to do is throw to Liam because I was more intrigued by our conversation about sinkholes versus black holes than I am about anything we've got on our agenda today.
Yeah, I think the debate was, which we can get into right now, the delicious debate is...
For our friends at Oodle Noodle, 18 locations and counting. Is
a sinkhole just an on-earth black hole?
Yeah, it's the micro.
What the fuck are you even saying?
Because I was talking about...
A sinkhole is a microdose of a black hole.
Mm-hmm.
It's like
a
training wheels for a black hole.
Gigantic sinkhole, much smaller.
You could lose planets in a black hole, but you could lose dog patch in a sinkhole.
It's true.
I wonder if they've ever lined it up to be like, okay, where was the last sinkhole on Earth? Okay, it was at this point. And then you measure it out to space, and I wonder if they connect to the black hole.
Holy shit. We're going down to one a week. I have just made the decision.
Fortunately, that is not your call. That's my call. Back to the conversation we were having. So, Liam, I think you're onto something here.
They have to be connected in some way.
Yeah, they have to be.
Yep.
It's the only logical explanation.
Mm-hmm.
Sinkholes are terrifying.
Yeah, they are something that will really sneak up on you.
Literally,
yeah.
And then they'll suck you into the Earth's core, and it's just you and fucking Rancor down there.
Did you hear what's happening in New York?
Go ahead.
Sinkhole.
No, the whole city's is sinking.
Yeah, there's
too much weight there. They're sinking into the water.
So are they going to sell buildings like SimCity style?
No, someone said they should turn themselves into like a really nice, whatever fancy town from Italy is. They have like
Venice?
roads. Yeah, maybe like a Venice.
Well, Venice is also sinking.
Yeah.
I think we've got an issue here, folks.
It's almost like building cities on the water.
Yeah.
On islands or not rock. So we got problems here.
So what's the estimated time of destruction for New York City?
I think they said something like it could be underwater in 80 years.
I won't be around.
Whatever.
That's fine.
We'll get to see like the first part of it. It'll be pretty cool. TV is turning off.
That's okay.
Okay.
It's also, I wonder if the same could be said about Vancouver then. Vancouver's right there.
I don't think it's as heavy, but they're in English Bay. The water's going to come and get them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, heads up, Canucks.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, yeah. Nobody watches them anyway.
It's true. They haven't played in
out of this time of year.
Year and a half.
All right, Tyler. Great for Oodle Noodle. 18 locations and counting. Go get a sticker at the Edmonton locations if you live in Calgary. That's your fault. What is your delicious debate today? And is it about sinkholes, black holes, or cities being wiped out by the ocean?
It is. Today's Oodle Noodle delicious debate of the 12 forwards who dressed for the Oilers' final playoff game. How many will be back and how many will the organization shoot into a black hole?
Well, hold on. First of all, we have to know who lives in New York because obviously they're in trouble.
Yeah, they're
Those
dead.
ones in Vancouver also are in trouble.
Yep. You want to be landlocked here. That's what we...
Yeah. So we're only getting players who grew up in the prairies.
Yeah. Mountains, perhaps.
Well, Ryan Murray's back then. He could probably become a forward.
He'd probably be back by now.
Let's look at our forwards here, gentlemen.
Okay. So
let's just go one by one. Let's go through all of these.
Do it.
If you think they'll be back, yes or no. Liam, This is a tough one. We're going to start off with the tough ones first.
Okay.
Connor McDavid.
I think he will be returning.
All right. Rick, Leon Draisaitl.
Yeah. This is at least one more.
All right. Zach Hyman, Tyler.
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to say Nuge probably back. Evander Kane. Liam?
Yes.
Now we're getting tricky.
Here we go.
Kyler Yamamoto.
I'm going to go with I don't believe so.
Tyler?
I'm going to say less than 50% chance.
Yeah. I'm going to say coin flip as well. Probably on percent. I'm going to say 40%. What do you think, Liam?
I think he's as good as gone.
Warren Fogle is next up on the list. I'm looking through the roster of forwards at Cap Friendly. Liam, what do you think? Warren Fogle.
I think he's back. I do think he'll be a name that's tossed out there all summer though, but I think they're going to trade Yamo or Fogle. I don't think they'll trade both.
I'm going to do coin flip for Warren Fogle, but strictly because of dollars, not because they don't want him back. Rick?
Yeah, I'm going to say it's probably more than 50%, but I think he's back to start the year for sure. And if things go south next year, you could see a mid-season trade for him.
Tyler, Warren Fogle.
I'm going to 100% agree with Rick. I think by next deadline, he could be a cap casualty if things aren't going well. Yeah. But I think he did enough in the second half of the season in 100%. Playoffs where Holland won't be looking to trade him. I worry about that a little bit because, he's been inconsistent. But that guy going into a contract year, I kind of want to see what he can do. Like, it would not surprise me. He seems like a prime contract year 20 goal guy.
Yeah.
Where the shots, the breakaways start going in and all that, and he pops 20.
All right, boys, we're getting into the work now. We're going to make some choices. We're here. Liam, Derek Ryan.
Yeah, I think he'll be back.
Seems like they want him back. He said on Bob Stauffer's show the other day he would like to retire as an Oiler, as we all would.
He's kind of just a guy who's probably not going to cost you a lot. Tyler and I spoke about him today on the live show. Probably a pretty good chance he's back for like less than $1 million.
$1.25 million is what he made this year. Rick, is Derek Ryan back?
Yeah, I think he drops about whatever the minimum is, or I think it's like $750, and he comes back as your 12th to 14th forward.
Tyler.
Yeah, I think same thing. 12th to 14th forward. It'll be a 2-year deal for $850K. They'll do like the Devon Shore thing, right? And with Ryan, I think it's like he probably could get like 1.25 again on the open market or 1 mil on the open market. But I just think you go to him, you say, hey, we want the lower AAV. We'll give you a second year.
The thing about Derek Ryan too is when he's on the ice, he doesn't do anything wrong.
Mm-hmm.
It's nice to have 10 minutes ish of low event hockey.
And
it really is.
With some guys who they get older, like their speed just craters, right? Or they lose the extra half a step and all of a sudden they can't play. With Derek Ryan, he don't got that extra step. Like he's found a way to survive this long because of things that are not.
Player.
I don't see him declining very much from where he is right
Next up on our list, gentlemen, of our forwards, will they be back or won't they? Matthias Janmark, Liam?
No.
I say no. Rick?
That's a tough one for me. I think the team likes him. I don't know what his thoughts are exactly. If he is, he will be like a late August edition.
Tyler, Matthias Janmark.
I think he'll go somewhere else. Somewhere else will give him $1 million. And I think the Oilers, if you can't bring back the same crew. You need to have some spots for youth to work in, get a different blend in. So I think Janmark's done.
We're talking about youth now, Tyler. Will Dylan Holloway have a opening day spot? I say yes. He is probably going to take a Matthias Janmark spot on the roster. Not necessarily where he fits in the line combos, but like a spot on the roster.
Well,
Liam?
yeah, with a guy like him, I think it might really help you push out more 3 forward or 3 offensive lines. Mm-hmm. So I think he'll be more offensive than like a Janmark. Mm-hmm. And then I think when it comes to another kid coming up, I think he'll fit in the top 9 as well. I think you'll see a little more offense in the top 9 this year.
Our rookie of the year, Tyler, Dylan Holloway. Will he be on the roster next year?
Yeah, I think so. I don't see why not. He was on the roster for half the year this year.
Yeah.
Liam, Dylan Holloway.
Yeah, he'll be on the roster.
Now this is a tough one, Liam. I'm going to ask you this. I'm going to ask it very delicately.
Okay.
You have his jersey. You have a GIF in Twitter that you can search for with you and he together. Devon Shore.
I don't think he'll be back. I think he's more likely he's back in Bakersfield than in Edmonton.
I would actually buy that. I think that's good. I think they love the guy.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't know where he fits. So I could see him being on a 2-way deal of some kind.
Eventually you just gotta leave the spot open for a legend, unfortunately.
Yeah, I don't see maybe if he wants to go down to Baco, but I can see another team giving him a 2-way. So I do not see Devon Shore being around any longer.
Tie guy.
I think the Oilers will offer him a 2-way. Why wouldn't you? I mean, he'd be a good vet to have down in Bakersfield there because you do need pieces like that.
Can recall if needed.
Yeah, $250K in Baco, league min in Edmonton. If there's a point this year where you've got 3 guys or 4 guys who go down and you're like, hey, we just need like a reliable guy to slide into the lineup for a game or 2. He can be that guy for you. You know, he's well liked in the room. I think he'd be a good leader. And I think it also depends on what Devon Shore wants. Maybe this is a guy who's like eyeing up like being a coach one day or something, right? Maybe he wants to I'll go down to Bakersfield and take on like a mentorship role and start learning that side of things a bit. And I have no problem doing that for $250K a year. So I think he'll be back in the organization.
He's still decently young. He's only 28.
Yeah.
Which is crazy. So maybe he wants to just kind of see if he can
see what his options are.
Get into the NHL more consistently.
Yeah.
Nick Bukestad, long Derek Ryan, Tyler.
Bukestad.
No, my gut says no. I think they'd like to have him back. I would imagine he's open to coming back, but I think it's one of those scenarios where okay, if Edmonton comes to him and is like, hey, we'll give you 2 years by 1.75 and some other team says, we'll give you 3 years by 1.9, he goes and takes the money somewhere else, right?
To me, that's where I look at it too, is Bukestad had a pretty solid year.
Yeah.
Put up 17 goals, I think. I'm doing that off the top of my head.
Between regular season and playoffs, 20.
So, he he could probably cash some chips here. So I'm going to say no for Nick Bukestad. Not because I don't want him. I'd like to have him back actually. I just don't think the cap number will fit. Rick?
I think it's going to be up to him. I think he's going to, if he is, then he's taking a couple of dollars less. Yes, he could probably get a little bit more somewhere else, but why would you really want to leave this team? Let's not forget the mall is pretty close to him too, right?
And we know how much he loves the mall.
Yeah.
Don't make me read those quotes again, people.
He played in Minnesota, right?
From Minnesota.
So he's played in Minnesota and Edmonton.
He likes malls.
He likes
He is
our
a
mall even
fan
more
of-
though.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, he's never said a thing about their mall, but he's talked all about our
Yeah,
mall.
went to the water park, had the best day of his life.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to look into where the next big mall is supposed to be then. But I do not think Nick Bukestad will be here because I think the others just won't be able to afford him.
And also, like, I don't know, if you look at the center depth for next year, if you're going McDavid, Draisaitl, McLeod, I get wanting Bukestad back and like there is a slot for him. But again, him at 1.75 to be maybe your fourth line center versus maybe you take a shot. I know you brought up like Luke Glendening. Like, can you find a different fit for less? Because you got to pick your spots with your money. They aren't exactly flush with cap space.
Last forward on the list, Kleem is Heem. Kleem Costin, Liam.
Kleem the Dream. I think Kleem will be back.
I think he will be back as well. I think he is going to merit a role that is larger than 3 minutes a night. I think he is going to do good things in his first full season with the Edmonton Oilers. Played about 57 games this year. Rick? Kleem
Yeah,
back?
Kleem's back.
Tyler?
2 years by 1.2. How could Kleem say no to a guaranteed 2.4 million? It is important to remember with him as well. He is not a UFA. He doesn't have a ton of power in this whole situation.
Does he have arb rights?
Yeah. But like, what would his arb rights be exact? Like, what would his arb
What's your
case
argument?
be?
You don't have a big argument for him right now.
Yeah. So I think if you were to go to him and say, hey, 2 years, 1.2 a year, you are getting a chance that maybe it's a good value deal. And this guy pops home 16 goals a season for you, 16, 17 goals even. Like, why not? Like, we saw him scoring bunches. And I think for him, it's like, hey, $2.4 million in your pocket. Why not?
Since we're talking about some forwards, I want to look at some of the guys that are signed in Bakersfield right now, just to see if there's anybody that you think will make the leap or at least has the chance to make the leap next year. We're talking about some forwards. Dylan Holloway, yes. We're going to already just check him off the list. We're all in agreement. How about Xavier Bourgault, Liam?
No, I think he'll become the guy in Bakersfield next season. I think that's what he needs.
Yeah, he's only 20. Makes sense.
No
Rick
rush.
or Tyler, anybody on Xavier Bourgault playing?
No, I think he's got a full year down in Baco.
Probably, but you never know. I think maybe like if you're setting the line at 19 and a half games in the NHL, I'd say there's like a 10% chance he hits it.
I think he might
Yeah,
play in the league next
if he were
year.
to hit that, then either he took off or we had some sort of weird injuries.
We had some
I think
guys-
Lavoie probably gets the look ahead of him to start, right?
He's
I
next up
believe-
on my list. Tyler, Raphael Lavoie.
Our right side is thin as hell, and if you trade Yamo and don't bring back Janmark, it's even thinner. The door's wide open for this guy to be a third liner on this team next year. It's just going to be a matter of, can he take a step forward this summer?
Liam, how about Raphael Lavoie?
Yeah, I think he's got to have the opportunity at least to take a spot. And I think a thing with him too is he's waiver eligible next season. So the Oilers will probably want to just keep him around for as long as they can. Or maybe they don't like him and they pull off a trade like they did for Samorukov this summer too.
Maybe. Rick, Raph Lavoie.
I think Lavoie's here. Yeah, he's gonna really push it in camp. And I think as of right now, the organization expects him to take a spot.
Very important one, Liam. Greg the Egg McKegg.
I think they'll bring back the egg on probably a two-way like they did.
He's already signed, so we're good.
Okay.
We're good. Don't worry about him.
I hope we see the egg one day in his glorious 69 jersey.
A couple other names
actual
here.
jersey though of his.
The egg?
The egg, yeah.
Wow. Those are few and far between.
A couple more names just to see if any of these guys you think will have a chance at cracking the Oilers lineup at any point next year. Anybody in for Carter Savoy?
No, he needs more time.
Needs a full year. He got banged up this year, wasn't able to generate a ton of momentum in his first pro season, so you got to give him a full year.
Matvei Petrov will be joining the Condors, it looks like, based on this. James Hamblin played a couple of games here. He's still signed for another year post this season.
I think
Maybe he's call up number one.
I think James Hamlin's the new Tyler Benson.
Do you think the Oilers re-signed Tyler Benson?
No.
No.
How can you? And why would he want to? I don't get it. Like,
That's
unless
what I think
he
wasn't a black
offers.
ace this year or last year.
If he
He's
gets
not
no
coming back.
NHL offers, then maybe I'll just sign back in Bakersfield.
I think if he gets no NHL offers, he
Goes to
Bump over to Europe.
goes to
Yeah.
Europe, man. And that would honestly be my advice to the guy. Like, seems like a great dude, is a good hockey
guy.
player,
Yeah, he's a
but
great
like,
hockey player.
I think he's just
He's in
stuck
that tweener kind of zone.
Yeah, like, do you want to? And I get that it can be hard to like give up your NHL dream. I couldn't even imagine being in the position to do that, because once you go to Europe, you are in Europe.
Yeah, but if you go to Europe, then like the whole I have to go to Europe fear is gone.
Yeah,
And then you're like, this life is pretty good.
like, I mean, I'm sure you've talked to a lot of players who come back home.
I've had to bring this conversation up with at least one of them. And I was like, man, at this point in your career, like, why sit on a bus any longer? Go over there, play, 3/4 of the games. Life is like super, super chill out there.
Make 200-300K.
I was gonna say,
Your house is paid for.
Yeah,
You get a
at
sweet
least,
car
man.
when you land at the airport. Like,
I've said this story before, but I'll say it again. Like, I know a dude who his NHL dream just maxed out. Didn't want to play in the AHL, so he went over and played in Norway for a handful of years. Had the best time.
Yeah, man.
Made some good money. Played hockey, like a reasonably good level of hockey. Bounced all over Europe. Went traveling because, like Rick said, you play fewer games. Why not?
The GM of the Crusaders played in Germany afterwards, and essentially the way they do it over there for some leagues, at least they bring you over and they're like, well, he was a teacher, for example. It's like, you teach at this school and we'll basically have all your expenses paid for.
Yeah.
So like, you pay to play hockey and they just treat you very, very well. Because they need you.
You've got name recognition with you, right? Like, they may not know who you are per se, but they're like, oh, NHL?
Canadian?
Oh yeah, here we go. This is great. And they find you right away. I mean, you look at Puljujärvi, who went back home and all of a sudden he's playing with a guy from Edmonton.
Yeah.
Right? So yeah, it sucks, but I think at a certain point you're just like,
that was Cody Kunik, right?
Yeah, I don't know what the hell it was.
Like, for a guy like Tyler Benson, according to Cap Friendly, he's made $1.6 million career earnings so far. Pop over there, get a couple $100K, do some traveling.
At least, I mean, a guy like him's got to go over there and be pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
he's got the offensive skills, right? And all of a sudden the game matches his game style a little bit more. You kind of get rid of a little bit of the physicality, probably a little bit of hooking and whatnot, open up the offense for him.
He did go to Europe and played in Switzerland during the COVID year.
him and Bush went. I forgot about that.
He had 19 points in 15 games for, I don't know, some Swiss team.
Come on.
GC.
I'll read it out.
Kusnacht Lions.
Ah, yes, the Lions.
GC Kusnacht. It's got an umlaut on there, Tyler. I don't know how the pronunciation works.
He finished 6th on the team in scoring despite only playing 15 games.
Yeah, like, he can go over there and he's gonna go over there and do something. I don't see him why he'd want to keep doing it over here.
Yeah.
Buses can't be fun, especially at his age.
Especially in Bakersfield when it's hot.
Yeah, and I heard, Baco's not exactly the nicest place in the world.
Yeah.
Coming off the cap next year for the Oilers, we are officially done with Oscar Klefbom.
Bring him back.
Perfect time to come back.
Official retirement comes after, July 1 it would be, right?
I feel like he's the kind of guy who'll just, I guess, he does have to officially file with the NHL, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, sure.
They'll do something for him for sure.
Mike Smith comes off, and Ryan Murray, gone but never forgotten.
Ryan Murray.
Jason Demers.
Jason Demers, yep.
You bring him back?
Nope.
Just on a
No.
Bakersfield deal?
Nope.
No,
Why
You
not?
wouldn't?
no.
I mean, why?
Why not?
Well, yeah, why not?
Like, sure, if you want him to be, I guess, depth piece, same thing to Shore, I suppose.
Yeah, it's just.
I have a hard time believing he'll want to. They did they brought him up to play his last game in San Jose. That seems like a guy who's retiring.
That's fair.
Or maybe he pops over to Europe because
Yeah, same
why
thing.
not?
Already done it, yeah.
He's 34 though.
Yeah, but 34 is not that old.
I know, but he's
like, if
like
he can still play in Europe
Hockey
and go like,
age.
yeah, but if you can go play in Europe and make 200,000-300,000
It would
euros,
come down to his family situation.
34 mil in the bag already for him in his career.
How about
the love of the game, Tyler.
That is crazy.
this is kind of just a funny little story about him, but when I heard this on Gregor's show, when he was right after he played his 700th game, he was supposed to play in Arizona, but they scratched him, and the game he would have done it against was on the road versus San Jose. So then it all kind of came around. It worked out in the end. But it's like San Jose, Arizona, like, come on. I hate it when teams do that. It's like,
We're going to talk about the Coyotes in a little bit. Tyler's got a tweet he wants to read me, and I'm looking forward to hearing it. And just to wrap up the salary cap thing, Milan Lucic, can you believe it's been 7 years already?
Time flies when you're having fun.
That last $750K is off the books for the Edmonton Oilers, along with Sexy Reg officially comes off the books.
How many more years of James Neal, though?
Still two more years at 1.9 and James Neal.
Fuck. We're sitting here being like, you can't afford to go long-term with Bush because you don't have that extra $2 million. James Neal.
It's too bad you can't trade that money. You know what I mean? Like there's shitty teams like the Coyotes that would love to take James Neal's $1.9 million in dead cap space.
Trade that in a third for their fifth.
Yeah, why
Yeah,
not?
something like that, right?
I think you can do it in the NBA. The NHL's got to figure out this cap thing where you can have a little bit more fun with it, I think.
Dude, we can't even figure out scheduling.
That is big. That is very true.
Yeah, once the NHL gets start times ironed out, then they'll deal with trading.
Well, yeah, you can just see how the NHL ranks where it's just like, hey, ESPN, we've got one game on tonight. It's Connor McDavid. It should go in primetime. And they just go, fuck you. How's that?
Cards, Red Sox,
right.
bro.
We got the Cornhole World Championships that day.
Yeah. Yep. Good times.
Oh boy.
There you go. So I want to hear from you, Owen Radio Podcast on Twitter and Instagram. Who do you think is going to be back and who is going? Actually, that was probably easier. Who's going to go? Somebody's got to go. The others need to sign Bush. The others need to sign Ryan McLeod.
What we just did there, by the way, does not leave a lot of room for new blood, right? Because in what I'm referring to in my answers there, I have Holloway and Lavoie making the roster next year.
Mm-hmm.
So you're losing. How many forwards are you losing?
We're dropping. Yeah. So in my head, I got Yam out. I got Shore out. I've got Janmark's a maybe.
Bukestad
is an up to him.
So you have 4.
So yeah, like 2 for sures and 2 maybes. I have 2 for sures coming in. Hopefully with, if they do what they're supposed to.
We could do some math on the fly here.
Here we go.
Your check math. All
if the cap right now it's at 5.9 million is the Oilers cap space, but that's with the cap going up 1 mil. Let's say it goes up 4 mil. That's
when do we find that out?
Should be soonish.
Okay.
You have to think it's going to go up.
But listen, everybody in this fucking building bought a jersey to do our part.
Yeah.
Multiple.
So the Oilers will have $8.9 million in cap space. Let's say Bush is bridged for 4. Seems fair, right?
Yeah, it's a fair bridging.
Sure.
What's it? What was?
It's probably like a 3 or 4 year bridge, but it's still a bridge.
What was his max right now?
But he doesn't have arb rights.
No, but what did we have to pay him last year? But then we don't have to incorporate the bonus,
it's factored in. Yeah, we're good.
So what kind of a raise is he getting if he gets a 4?
I don't know, couple mil. I'm just going off comparable contracts to say 4.
Let's say 4.
Yeah. So then Costin and McLeod probably what? That equals 3?
3.5.
No, it won't be 3.5. I think 3.
Well, I could see
1.2, 1.8.
I was going to say I could see McLeod getting as much as 2 and then costing as much as 1.5.
Because McLeod signed that 1 year for $798.
And then you can factor in Lavoie coming up to take one of the roster spots at $900K. So Holloway's already on the roster in this calculation.
Yeah.
You give Derek Ryan $850,000.
Yeah.
And you are left with all of those moves. So that is Costin, McLeod, Ryan signed, Lavoie's on the roster to give you 13 forwards, and you got Bouchard bridged. You are left with $150,000.
And then
we solved it.
Yeah.
Fixed.
There you go.
Cup run.
So
probably moving out
Yamo.
So you move out Fogle. Sorry, Warren. This is just, we're talking dollars now. This is not about you, buddy.
Yeah, you're a good guy.
Warren Fogle and Cody Ceci. Use that money to upgrade Cody Ceci.
And then you go sign. I think it's more likely it's Yamo and Ceci. So you move out Yamo and Ceci. You got $6.35 million there. There's no guarantee you can move each of those guys without taking money back, but different conversation. Sign Connor Brown for $2 million. Then you can have a $4 million replacement for Ceci.
Fine. No, I can't. We lost Tyson Berry.
Damn it.
And Greg McKegg.
Unless they get
Greg the Egg's still
he's
here.
still on the contract.
Yeah, he's
You got a
one more year.
multi-year deal?
Fucking right.
Why did we give Greg McKegg a multi-year deal?
Listen, when you get the chance to sign the egg, Greg
For
McKegg,
the
you gotta do
meme.
it.
You don't miss on
So anyways, the point is, even if you move Yamo and Ceci, you can get like Connor Brown and a $4 million D-man, and you're still like right there.
So we've solved the issues here.
We're
It
good.
sounds like.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know who your $4 million D-man is. Did I not spill it?
Yeah, there's like 3 drops. That's really good.
That was actually really solid.
What
Tyler
is
just
that?
spilled his drink, but barely spilled at all.
I got this at Costco.
Without
What is
this,
Is there alcohol in that?
Nope.
Oh.
It says
Isn't that the Rock?
Is it the Rocks thing? It's
think
called a Zoa.
I think the Rock is the Zoa guy.
I'm
This
ready
would
for
have
a
been a perfect
cocktail.
segue.
yeah, no kidding.
We would have walked perfectly in a
Ugh.
segue into the UFA talk. Frank's whatever.
Oh yeah, Frank's
But
top
then
10 list.
Well, this is perfect. We're going to get into that next, right after we pause for an ad.
Wow.
I think that's the first time now that we're back from the ad break that I haven't had to be the one to instigate the ad
I was
break.
going to say I was not expecting that
Great
from
work.
me, Bag Milk.
Well,
I was big. It must
see,
be Friday.
I got to throw you guys curveballs every now and then.
So Frank's full top 50 is going to drop next Tuesday. After
Amazing
the
that
long
my dog puts this together. He's very, very smart.
Yes, Seravalli. But his top 10 was released today on Daily Face-Off Live. Number 1.
It's the Rock drink.
Yeah, it is. I'm drinking the Rock drink.
I thought there was alcohol in there, and I was going to be like, man, good for you. It's 2 p.m. You're having yourself a little cocktail. I had a beer with lunch. It was fantastic. I'm ready for
Oh,
another
yeah,
one.
you did. Anyways,
Patio beers after?
may smoky out.
Yeah, so just one.
I know. Damon Severson is number 1. Frank's projected contract for Severson is 6 by 6.1.
Oof.
Whew.
Probably takes the Oilers out of it. Tyler Bertuzzi, Dmitry Orlov, probably also too expensive. JT Compher, Michael Bunting, probably also too expensive. Ryan Graves, interesting, but he shoots left. Alex Killorn, Patrick Kane, Ryan O'Reilly, and Vlad Gavrikov. Patrick Kane?
Oh.
But like,
No,
what's
we
Patrick?
We just filled our 12.
Patrick Kane, though, like,
What did he do in New York?
Well, nothing. But like, I'd be open to Patrick Kane, but he's going to get a legacy contract. I feel like
What does that mean?
because he's Patrick Kane, he's going to get more than he should based on the results.
Overpay.
Yeah, but it'd be up to him. Well, I guess he's got his rings already. I could see him going after the dollar instead of like.
See, and I don't.
Chasing
He's got like
that shit.
120 mil in the bank just off salary.
Yeah, but like, so he still scored, by the way, 21 goals this year.
How many did he get with the Rangers?
Five in 19 games with the Rangers.
I just wonder what he's like after the hip surgery. Sorry, if it's good or a bad outcome.
And
for
will
him.
they lie? Won't they lie?
Well, I've said maybe they should lie.
Mhm.
Sign Patrick Kane day before the season starts. Hips acting up. Kenny might have to get that surgery done again.
Yep.
LTIR him to the.
Out to the playoffs.
Yep.
Be a generally terrible idea, but okay.
Why?
Why? Worked out with
If you
Tampa.
LTIR him before, then when we trade, it's dollar for dollar rather than what's left on dude's contract.
Also, then what? You want to just drop Patrick Kane into a lineup he's never played in for game 1 of the Stanley Cup playoffs?
Yep.
How long did it take him to
Great
score?
hockey player.
How long did it take him to score for his first goal with the Rangers?
I don't know. Honestly, I kind of forgot he was on the Rangers during the playoffs.
It's a cool idea and whatever, but I just think time's passed him by. We need youth. We need guys hungry to win.
I'm more on the Connor Brown train than the Patrick Kane train.
I would
and
love to
I'm the leader of the Patrick Kane train.
I would love to have guys that have won cups on the roster. I just, there's got to be someone other than Patrick Kane.
Here,
Yeah, not him.
you have a choice. 1 year, $2 million, Nick Bukestad. 1 year, $1 million, Jonathan Taves.
Is Jonathan Taves even going to play again?
I don't think so.
Bukestad?
You pay more for Bukestad?
Yeah.
If Taves was like healthy and ready to play,
Yeah, if he was ready
Then
to
I'm
go
going
and
Taves.
you got the indication like Jonathan Taves is ready to play and he was able to get in shape and whatever.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. Might get 15 games in and he might have to not play, right?
Yeah.
Been a tough couple of years for him off the ice. I think he'll retire.
they can go to LTIR once the season started,
Mhm.
and that does not affect us.
Mhm.
But if we go into the season on LTIR,
Oh, that I don't know.
Oh, is that what it is?
We need
then
original
it's,
Pizarro
$4
to
million
slide
player
into the DMs on that
on
one.
deadline day is $4 million space.
So-
If we start LTIR once a day into the season,
Mhm.
then when we make a trade for that $4 million player at the end of the year, it is just whatever's left on his.
So this LTIR thing, I feel like I never knew this before. So essentially, if you don't have players on LTIR when the season starts, you start accumulating a bit more cap.
Mhm.
Is there a number on how much you can get, or is it kind of random? How does it work? Is it
It's-
just like a monthly thing?
No,
Like
it's
an allowance?
daily. The cap is a daily thing.
Okay.
This is something I'm sure we'll get a DM from Original Posar at some point correcting us. But my understanding is it's a daily thing, and every day that you have cap space, you kind of build up more. So when you get to the deadline, you could have more wiggle room.
Oddly, that's also how players are taxed. It's very interesting. If like you're playing in Ontario today, but even though you're an Oiler, you would be paying Ontario provincial taxes.
And like some states like California have like a performers tax and things like that. I think Nashville might as well, which is why I always find it funny when people do this player's $8 million extension is actually worth this much more because it's in Tampa. And it's like, yes, to an extent.
Because you play half the games
because you play half the games there. But it's always funny. People always do the math based on like the full contract and that when like
Gregor did a whole breakdown on this on Oilers Nation. I'm going to guess 2 summers ago. Fascinating.
Little more than half just because you've got to play the other Florida teams, but
sure.
It's funny though, isn't it? Like these last 4 teams that are left in the Stanley Cup, like 3 of them are non-state.
I'm pretty sure.
States.
I thought it was over now.
I'm pretty sure they suspended the league. Dude.
Oilers got knocked out. Playoffs done.
Yeah. But my point was going to be is like people are just going to be like, oh, it's because they don't have tax, but it's like they're actually just all really good hockey teams, and it's quite
one just got really lucky.
Florida.
Yeah, Florida.
No.
If Pittsburgh would have just beaten Chicago, Florida wouldn't even be in the playoffs.
True.
Good Lord.
But then we couldn't have seen everything that went on in Toronto today, which we'll get to. Just since we were talking about the roster before, we did the forwards of the defense. Nurse, Ekholm, Ceci, Kulak, Bouchard, Broberg, Desharnais. The only person I don't see coming back is potentially Cody Ceci.
Yeah, like I know there was some like, oh, do you move on from Brett Kulak because Broberg's ready to take his spot?
No, is the answer.
I don't think you replace what Brett Kulak gives you for any less than what Kulak makes. That's such a good contract.
And he's only legit.
And he's only like 29 or 30 or whatever.
He's
like,
so good too. Like he is sneaky good.
Skates, block shots. Like I love
He'll fucking dust you up if he needs to.
Yeah.
He's got some offense, at least instincts.
Yep.
Yeah.
Jumps up in the play. I love Kulak.
Would you make that sacrifice to make the CC replacement that much better?
No.
I think overall you get worse. If you move CC and Kulak to bring in one guy,
I don't know what name I can bring up here.
So
but there's got to be a right-handed defenseman out there that you say, you know what, CC's out the door somehow, but we need to move on from Kulak in order to pay this guy. Yeah. That gives us a ridiculous top 4. And then it gives you Broberg and Vinny and whatever.
So you move CC for a 5th, and then St. Louis calls you and says, hey, give us a 1st in Kulak, and we'll give you Parayko.
Not him, but yes, somebody like him, yes.
Why not him, though?
Because I think
I wouldn't do it either. But
I just think that type of a player, he's going to end up being a little bit slow boots and not really the guy that fits in here. But there's got to be a player out there like him from like 4 years ago, maybe.
Yeah, I think you're just paying way too much to get that guy asset wise. And like Ken Holland has made a big investment in the blue line asset wise, getting Matthias Ekholm.
I would be stunned if they trade Brett Kulak.
Like what if it turned into like a Matthias Ekholm right-handed shot guy? And I don't have a name for this, and that's probably not very fun when you can't have a name for it. But if you brought in a right-handed Ekholm.
Do you know, I'm not like 100% out on the idea. I'd rather the Oilers found other options.
And that's fine, but there's going to be like, here's plan A, blah, 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 blah.
The Oilers, I think, are going to benefit greatly because Vincent Desharnais can play in the NHL on a regular basis on the contract he has. So that helps a lot. But then if, hypothetically, yes, you find a top 4 right-handed defenseman and your top 4 is that guy Nurse, Ekholm, Bouchard, and then you have Broberg and Desharnais as your bottom pairing. I know it doesn't sound great, but it's good enough to make you one of the best teams in the West at least. And then when the trade deadline comes around, you look at what Carolina did this year and went and got like a Shane Gostisbehere, for example. Like there's going to be options there at the deadline, which will help them adjust. And maybe it's beneficial too to have Broberg play more and more often. It wouldn't be my first option.
They had to throw Clefbaum into the deep end eventually, right? They didn't let him work his way up. They just tossed him in and said, okay,
good luck.
Sink or swim.
Yeah, I wouldn't hate it. I think Carolina is a good example because they kind of did it similarly. I can't remember what the trade was, but when they went out and got Brett Burns in the summer, who made them better, right? Yeah. I don't know if there's a Brett Burns there, but now their blue line is legit. Yeah. And I think that could be something that the others maybe do. Like I'd rather they didn't move on from Brett Kulak.
Based on his love of like mean guys, and the Oilers were kind of tied to him at the deadline. I wonder if a UFA option for them to look at that wouldn't cost probably a whole lot would be Radko Gudas.
The only issue I have with that is like, okay, so you're going on the right side, CC replacement, and then you have Bouchard and Desharnais, maybe Broberg or Kulak if they're your 7, right, can switch over to that side. Gudas isn't good enough to handle those top pairing minutes, like not even close.
Yeah.
So then like, he can't be your replacement for CC. I think your market is guys clearly better than CC. And then you maybe want like one guy coming in on like $1 million deal to be like your
Russell-esque.
Yeah, Russell-esque piece. And then you can have your 8 reliable D-men in your organization. But I think if Vinny didn't exist, Gudas would be a great fit. I agree. But I just think Vinny is your Gudas in a weird way.
Yep.
That makes sense. Let's have a little look here.
I'm looking through teams.
Cap friendly, right-handed free agent defenseman. May I interest you in?
Or even lefties that can play the right side. Because even like last show, you guys said it maybe like lefty righty isn't.
I'd prefer to get a pure righty because you have 4 lefties.
Well, let's just play along. That's easier for me to sort. How's that? John Klingberg.
No. Are we just saying yes or no?
Yep.
I'm out. Charm out.
Yeah, I don't know if he's the strong 5-on-5 guy you need.
Eric Johnson.
No.
Matt Dumba.
Why do we say no to Eric Johnson so
I feel
fast?
he's a little bit too old.
Does he have the
35.
legs? That's my only issue is his age. I think he's good.
Yeah, I think that's...
I am on your next name. I'm a yes on your next name.
I'm intrigued with the name Eric Johnson.
What about Matt Dumba?
Matt Dumba, 28 years old. Free agent, right-handed, hits like a truck.
Dude, could you imagine having
Nuge? They played in Red Deer together.
We don't know if they're friends, to be fair.
Allegedly friends with Nuge.
Former teammates with Nuge.
Yeah.
Yep. Well, they were probably friends.
I worry his game is a bit too frantic and chaotic to succeed with Darnell Nurse.
What about if it's to play with Ekholm?
And Bouchard's with Nurse. I don't know. I don't want to go in and plan to have Bouchard and Ekholm on different pairings, but maybe it would work. I'm intrigued with Dumba if the price is right.
Last year he made $6 million. The actual salary was 5.2.
Can we get him down to 4, please?
I wouldn't pay him 4.
Can we get him down to 3, please?
I don't even know if I'd pay Dumba 3.
Could you imagine having
for less?
Could you imagine like trying to stand in front of our net when our defensemen are Nurse, Ekholm, Dumba, Vinny? That is not a very nice place to try. Like,
Or cutting across center and Dumba lights you the fuck up.
Go retrieve a puck in the corner.
If Dumba's, because again, he got scratched a lot. They tried to trade him. If he's looking for like a bounce back kind of deal, I would do like
the Tyson Berry, we call that around here.
Yeah.
I would do like 1 or 2 years, like 2.75.
I wouldn't pay Dumba.
That makes me smile a little bit.
There you go.
I think that type of, I think it would be very,
I don't know.
very unfun for other teams to play us. And then go to the playoffs.
I think
Go put that decor in against that. What we dealt with last week.
When I was watching the Carolina game last night, I was just watching.
How much did you watch, by the way?
I only watched overtime, which
so
was
you
more
watched
than
a full fucking game.
Yeah. I just saw what Slavin and Brent Burns were doing, and ironically, they were on the ice for the game winner, but they're just so calm and collected when they're on the ice, and there doesn't seem to be any issues and know exactly what to do. If the Oilers are the top pairing of Darnell Nurse and Matt Dumba next season, it would be absolute chaotic.
Chaos.
He just wouldn't fit. I think the Oilers already have that toughness on the blue line. You essentially need to find a Cody CC.
But you don't think that Bouchard's going to be your number 1 rate next year?
Maybe, I guess, but I just think either way, like Matt Dumba just brings chaos, which the others just don't.
Next up on the list, Damon Severson. He was on Frank's list. Probably too much. Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Way too much.
Next up, Kevin Shattenkirk.
I mentioned him.
Shattenkirk from like 5 years ago, maybe.
Yeah, he sucks now.
I think
he's an offensive guy. I don't even know what his 5-on-5 would have been looked like.
His numbers weren't horrible behind a regular stats this season on a terrible, terrible team.
Next up, former friend Ethan Bear.
No.
Would he come back?
Not top pairing worthy, so no.
Jake Livingston from Nashville.
He's a college rookie.
I don't even know. It's
I think part of his deal is probably that he's getting another contract right away there.
Yeah.
He's an RFA.
Justin Hole.
No.
Scott Mayfield from the Islanders.
Yes, give me Scott Mayfield.
So he made $2 million in salary this year. The cap hit was 145.
Can he be our number 2 right defense?
He is 30 years old, played 82 games, 6 goals, 18 assists, 24 points, averaging 21.01.
He's clear-cut CC upgrade, and he won't be that expensive.
Yeah, he's like 5/8 of the price if he plays for whatever last year.
I think he'll probably want like CC money, which is fine. I'd give him 3 by 3.75.
I'm in.
So there's Scott Mayfield.
I like Mayfield.
Tyler says yes. Troy Stetcher next up.
No.
Anton Strawman.
No.
Justin Braun.
No.
Although
He's retiring.
The jersey was made.
It was. Connor Clifton.
I don't hate him, but he's not top pairing worthy.
And then all these are a bunch of.
I think you'd have to make a trade for somebody.
I think if you want to
we have
upgrade.
a first round for next year, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's one I'd be looking at moving right now. I'd remove the whole fucking draft class.
Okay.
Love that. There you go. We've solved the roster issues. We're upgrading Cody Ceci with Scott Mayfield. Maybe even having some savings there. Maybe not. Had a good year. Right? Good. Excellent. For our friends at Betway, provide that you are 19 plus and able to do so responsibly. I am looking at the Jays run line today. Tyler?
Oh man, I had the run line the other day when they hit the walk-off dinger.
Nice.
And it was 0-0 in the 10th, right? So you're like, there's no way they're covering the run line. And then Danny Jansen, my boy, comes through and finishes off my parlay. So shout out to that. I'm going to take him tonight. I think they're actually kind of due for a big weekend. So giddy up.
Were you like some hits or what are we talking here?
I don't know. Let's see what they got. I'm
You shutting them down defensively, or
I like going with the over in strikeouts.
over and strikeouts or over strikeouts?
Over for strikeouts for Kikuchi tonight. As I call him, the Coochmeister.
Is Kikuchi back?
Kikuchi is definitely back. What did it cost? Alek Manoah.
How's this then for our friends at Betway, Tyler? Blue Jays to win, money line.
Okay.
And you say Kikuchi to record 6+ strikeouts, plus 200.
Hell yeah, I'm in on that.
6+?
6+ is a lot of strikeouts.
Just got to get to 6. You can do that. He's hit that a bunch of
plus
times.
200?
Plus 200.
I like that. I like that bet a lot.
All right. Well, I'll go on that one then. There we go. Live bet on the podcast. Looking at what do we got tonight in the National Hockey League?
I
think they're just doing the draft today.
Yes, they've moved the draft up.
Oh,
I actually heard Carolina and Florida was still playing. That's what's
Still going on
tonight. Yeah.
So
Both
we
teams
have
are
got
so bad they can't score.
today is Friday, May 19th. If we're just straight up talking money line, Dallas are the dogs at plus 100, Vegas minus 120.
Dallas.
Who do you guys have in this series, by the way?
Dallas and 7.
Haven't
Dallas
given it
and
an ounce
4.
of thought.
I went Dallas and Florida and 7. With Dallas winning the cup.
I have Dallas to win, even though I don't want them to win based on my hurt from the late 90s. But Vegas is way more recent hurt. So fuck Vegas. Actually, fuck them both, but I'm going to take Dallas.
I wouldn't hate seeing Florida
Can we
win
just give the cup to Tampa?
again. Just
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
retroactively.
Yeah,
that's
just
fine. I'm
Tampa,
fine
here
with
you go.
Tampa
You guys
winning
got the
again.
cup.
Patty Maroonga's another one.
Sure.
Yep, I'm good with that.
Ovechkin could have a ring. He can go flop around in a pool somewhere. Everybody can watch
I'd like
and
to
laugh.
see that.
The Stanley Cup is a party machine. So
Yeah.
That is what Ken Holland said. Once you
Insane.
party, you don't stop partying.
Man.
Said noted party machine. Ken Holland.
Yeah.
I really thought we were going to be partying like that this year.
yeah, me too. Well, we still could.
Yeah. Like when the Riverhawks win?
Yeah. I'm excited for the Riverhawks season.
I'm too.
Yeah, a couple of Wednesdays from now. Tuesday. I think.
Is it Tuesday?
Yeah, because we I
The
don't know if we
13th, I
announced it
believe.
yet. We're going to be working with the Riverhawks again. I'm excited about it.
Ooh.
Really?
13th, I believe it is.
Spicy.
And then the 11th is the Elks.
I'm looking forward to getting beer bats again.
Yeah. I haven't been for a few
You're
years.
going to work with... Okay, can we get ahead of this, please? Because the last game I went to, they ran out.
You got to get there early.
Yeah, but if they order enough ahead of time...
You ran out of bats?
Yeah, they run out of beer bats. They are like $25 for a beer bat,
They
something
hold
like
like
that.
two, though.
What?
Yeah, they hold 2 beers and you get to keep the bat.
It's just like a really long stein.
So my friend and I got hammered and we were having sword fights in the nation box.
I like to sit right behind home plate.
Yeah.
I like to chirp, too.
My buddy, his parents have a box right behind home plate.
Yeah, I like to chirp the umpire, some of the players.
Well, the nation box last year was right behind the Riverhawks dugout. And it was just fun talking to the kids because they're all in college and shit. They were fun to fuck around with. There was a good time. Can't wait. Cannot wait. Any other bets you like today, Tyler? Blue Jays, hockey? Otherwise?
Plug your ears, Rick. Jonathan Marchessault shot prop.
Ooh, marshmallow.
In case you missed it, he torched the Oilers and hit it in every game of that series. So
Never.
What are the odds on it?
minus 110.
I have cut half of his sticks already. He doesn't even know.
He's going to be fanning on a lot of shots.
There you go. Liam, anything else you like? Maybe in the association?
Celtics spread. I don't know what it is, but I
Like
think
9.5.
Yeah.
Oh, you can't lay that in a playoff game.
Why not?
Not when they just lost.
So what?
Revenge game?
Absolutely. I'm also a Celtics fan, so we'll get him back tonight.
Let's see.
We'll get him
here.
back.
Let's see here.
The other night,
The Celtics, if you're just doing straight money line, Liam, minus 450
don't do that.
and minus 110 on a 9.5 spread.
They'll get him.
So for
Yeah,
tomorrow, I think the Lakers game is, I found a little sneaky one that you hit up the LeBron over blocks. 0.5. That's one. You're all good.
The bet I had it like, I don't care about basketball whatsoever, but when we were in Vegas, we were sitting in a sports book and me and Tyler were betting on first quarter points.
Right.
Oh,
It is fun. You're sweating it out right to the end.
can I give you what I'll be dialed into this weekend?
Yes,
yeah,
please.
let's do it.
Corey Connors 2 shots up on the rest of the field at the PGA Championship.
It's still only Friday, but I agree. I like that. I like
it.
that going into Saturday.
I know what I'm doing this weekend, and it's a lot of that.
Yeah, if it stays smoky outside, we can't even go outside.
Yeah, what happened here?
Looking at our F1 bets for the weekend, Liam. No race.
Boat races.
Yeah. If you're a fan of F1, this season has not been great.
They canceled it, right?
It has been so bad. The season started like 3 months ago and there's been 4 races.
It's
Oh,
fucking
they-
crazy.
They just keep canceling races left, right, and center.
It's like the 3-week gap between
Oh,
races.
it's crazy.
You can't convince me they can't turn those things into boats somehow.
Yeah.
Turn
I
the
do
wheels side. I don't know what
Come
the hell
on.
it is.
Figure it
Got to
out.
be
How
a
many
way.
guys are working on each car?
And
A
all the
lot.
people in those offices and that work here.
A lot.
Well, yeah.
yeah.
And that's including the oodle noodle people.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I'm stacking up everyone. Dog patch, everything.
People living upstairs.
All right. 4 questions. Ask the idiots today, boys. We've got a variety. We've got some Oilers stuff. We've got some nonsense. Got everything you'd expect from Ask the Idiots.
Lovely.
Liam sitting right in front of me. First up, if it's not that serious, are we Eberlaying Yamamoto after a tough playoff run?
No, I'd say no. I think Eberle was probably worse, to be honest. No, I don't think we
Worse
are.
in what way?
Like getting rid of Eberle was worse than getting rid of Yamo was.
yeah.
I'm with you. Okay.
Yeah, I could probably explain that. But Yamo's been hurt a lot this season, but I just think it's been a couple of years now where it's like, we need to love him more from you here.
Yeah.
Are we Eberlaying Yamamoto, Rick?
No, Eberle's. Yeah, I mean they're not in the same conversation. But yeah, no, we're sort of looking at maybe moving on from Yamo in the regular season, whereas that was not the case with Eberle.
Didn't Eberle have like all-star games and good seasons under his belt and all that? Like,
Oh, yeah.
it's not the
He's
same
Oilers
thing at
leading
all.
scorer a couple of
Yeah,
years
it's not
ago.
the same thing.
Yeah.
I agree.
I
Not
do
the same
miss
thing.
that guy.
It is unfortunate. Yeah, I'd love to have Eberle back. Like if he was on our right side, I would feel much better.
What's his contract status?
5-something next year.
Makes more than Nuge.
Yeah.
5.5.
Next question, ask the idiots. I'm reversing the order. This one comes in from our friend Dangerous Wade. Tyler, would you rather be 3.5 feet tall or 9.5 feet tall?
9.5. I'd play in the NBA.
9.5. It's not even a
They
question.
call me the Ukrainian Wembayama.
Liam, would you rather be 3.5 feet tall or 9.5 feet tall?
9.5.
See, I'm thinking like 9.5 feet tall is fucking huge. Like
Think how sneaky you could be at 3.5.
3.5 feet tall, I'm buzzing around everywhere. I am never having a problem on airplanes.
You could be a jockey.
I could be a jockey. I could build forts out of most boxes.
You could be an
Keebler Elf.
Uh-huh.
you could drive an F1 car.
I could drive an F1 car.
With a booster seat.
I could just have a booster seat.
No, I don't
Leg
think you need a booster
extension.
seat, but he'd need like leg extension somehow.
You guys could like get one of those like, I don't know what you call them,
A harness?
like a baby Bjorn harness and carry me around.
Sure.
That'd be nice. Like you're not thinking about 9.5 feet tall is so fucking big.
That's like these ceilings, right?
That's
almost-
3 feet taller than you. We were
almost 10
sitting on an
feet.
airplane together not long ago, and you and Jay were both taller than me. They go, "Oh, fucking leg room in here." You know who's having no problems? Me at 3.5 feet.
Yeah, but 3.5 would be so
that's a-
small. Yeah, 3.5 is probably the answer, but I have an ego, so I'm going to say 9.5.
Well, I just think of the
Nobody's
millions
swiping right on Tinder if you're 3.5 feet. I'll tell you that. much.
Arguably, no one's swiping right if you're 9.5 either.
They might be curious.
Maybe like climb a tree. You know.
I like how we were all thinking it. All right.
Shit. You have one target. The Oilers are allowed to fuck me. You have one target the Oilers are allowed to chase this offseason. Who is it? It's Clifton or Drouin for Alex, the submitter.
Drouin.
Clifton.
So are we trying to be like somewhat realistic in all this?
Yeah, you've got one target.
Okay.
Like again, we just walked through the cap situation. We know that it's tight.
Yep.
You got one target, one name, one spot where you're putting all your eggs. Who you guys got?
Okay, first off, this Drouin thing was asked of me twice on Owen every day. I'm going to read you his goal totals from the last 4 seasons.
Go ahead.
Yeah, it's not worth it.
7, 2,
Is that a lot?
6, 2. Granted, his games played are 27, 44, 34, and 58.
That's bad.
That's bad.
As bad as the
he
goals.
Can't stay in the lineup, and when he's in the lineup, he can't score. Drouin sucks.
So Drouin is your pick then?
My pick is Connor Brown.
Connor Brown. I'm going to steal Scott Mayfield from Tyler because you're very passionate about it.
I'm
Liam
going Severson then, and that's where I'll get rid of Kulak and CC and give them give Severson that money and figure out the rest.
There you go. Liam, you got one target. You've got one bullet. Who are you chasing?
Only because his dad said he's not going to play for them anymore. I'll go with Clayton Keller.
What is that, by the way? It was his dad, and then people said it was hacked.
No,
his dad said it was hacked.
His dad claimed it was hacked. We did this whole song and dance on Owen every day. Usually when you're hacked, A, you don't get your account back within 24 to 48 hours. And B, usually they try to sell sunglasses to people in DMs. They don't make up a tweet about your kid not wanting to play.
I've got
in an
crypto
arena.
for you. You just got to give me your SIN number.
Yeah, like there's no way. Like, who even knew that Clayton Keller's dad had a Twitter? And there's no way someone was like, man, as soon as this Tempe thing comes down, I'm going to guess his password and tweet about this shit. You would have tweeted something way better if you hacked him.
I'll give a real answer, and I will say Neil Pionk.
Is he available?
Are you doing this just to upset BM?
No.
I mean, I would like to have Pionk on the Oilers.
You spoke about your disgust for this player maybe 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
I don't like him
playing
either,
against him,
but he can.
If he was on the team and instead of like throwing elbows at Connor McDavid, he's throwing elbows at fucking.
Who's their giant?
Huberto?
Stanley's that big boy in Winnipeg. I wouldn't want him though. But Neil Pionk, top 4 defenseman, makes a little bit too much. But I feel like Winnipeg might blow it up a little bit this summer. Maybe you can sneak him out of there.
Go get Buff back.
Yeah, bring back Dustin Byfuglien.
He was such a unit. Absolute
Very
menace.
unique.
An absolute menace. Last question. Interesting one. We haven't been in this situation really in a while.
Mm-hmm.
The Oilers do not have a first round pick at this year's draft as of today, May 19th. Tyler, how long will it be until the Oilers draft in the first round again?
3 more years.
So you're saying 3 years, no first round pick?
Yes.
Rick?
Not this year, not next year, but the following.
Couple years without Liam?
2 years without that.
Yeah, I guess they'll probably miss this year. Next year. Yeah, not next year, the year after. I think they'll just go back to it then.
I'm going to guess that. So there's 3 years left in Connor's deal. I'm going to say they're going to, his current deal before the extension. They're going to trade the picks in all 3 of those years. So 4 years.
Oh, it's going to be interesting though, because are they even going to have money? I saw that. Are they going to have money to even trade for someone with that much? I don't know. There isn't like a Tyson Berry you can move, right?
Yeah.
Unless like,
But you
I
never
don't
know, right? Like,
interesting.
because the reason I'm really unsure about it is just because of the Matthias Ekholm trade.
Yeah, that's kind of what I thought.
That one was so out there, out of the realm of possibility. I just didn't see it happening. And for Uncle Ken to pull that off.
I also, let's not forget Uncle Ken's banana quote when he said, I don't invest in green bananas.
Did that strike you on like a core level?
I wasn't really paying attention. And then he said banana and I just like looked up. I was like, what the heck? And I heard what he said. I was like, I got to put this out there. This is me. This is my brand.
You gotta start peeling them off the bunches there. You got like 2 or 3 really yellow ones and then a couple, kind of yellow, kind of greenish ones.
I was telling Liam before we started, this whole banana thing has really taken on a life of its own to the point where I just went and got groceries yesterday and I bought bananas. I like bananas. I put them on toast. I make smoothies, the whole thing. But then when I buy bananas, I'm like, do I got to send a picture of these to Liam? Would he like to know that I have bananas?
Always. You can always tag me.
I didn't.
I'll take them.
Not this time. Tyler, you got bananas at your house?
My girlfriend likes them. I'm not a huge banana guy. I'm more of a berry guy.
I love
Well, that's
berry
funny
too.
because I don't like berries.
I
That's
know
why-
you said you don't like raspberries because they're too fuzzy.
Yeah, they're kind of weird looking. I don't
Weird
want
to me.
fur on my food. It's kind of like a kiwi.
Dude, bananas
You're not
have.
eating the outside of the kiwi
Do you know
anyways.
some people
Yeah, but
do
it
eat
just
the
looks-
outside of the kiwi?
Yeah, it's
That
a
is
bit
weird.
It's
You've
very
never
weird.
had a kiwi though.
No, I don't. I wouldn't. Wouldn't do that to myself.
That's insane, right?
Kiwis are delicious.
They're so good, Liam.
Well, so are bananas, and you don't like them.
I like them. I just don't love them the way you do.
Well, I don't love kiwis the way you do,
Can
apparently.
we get you to try a kiwi on this podcast?
I'll have a kiwi butty.
Shut up.
That's not going to work.
I don't think you want that though.
No.
I don't want a kiwi.
I'm bringing it in next week.
Okay, we need to
I
have
hate fucking cat food. You can try a kiwi.
yeah, like those two things are not the same.
Not
We'll
close.
see. If you
Trying
brought
to
a kiwi in,
You're
I would
gonna eat
have
a
one.
yeah. You're gonna like you get a spoon and you kind of dislodge the meat.
Are we
We'll
talking
cut-
about
we'll
cat
cut it
food or
for
a
him.
kiwi?
Kiwi.
Oh,
I'll bring a peeler. We'll peel it.
you peel a kiwi.
You could get a little vegetable peeler.
You could.
It's a good way to eat it.
Interesting.
I just cut it in half, spoon it out.
Yeah.
Sometimes you miss a lot of kiwi though.
Not me. I get in there.
Okay.
You need to get.
I'm surgical with that shit.
I have recently grown into the watermelon game the last few summers.
What
too.
do you
Watermelons
mean
recently?
grown
Yo, I was in
into?
Costco. Full size watermelon was like $17.
Yeah, they were quite
It's
expensive.
insane.
I never
I
really,
love watermelon.
Yeah, but you can go to
Yeah.
a grocery store and you get like that little container where they're all chopped up. And that's like 15 as like
Wow.
an eighth of it. So you go buy the big mother.
I always process my own fruit when possible because it's way cheaper.
Yeah.
I grow my veggies every summer for the year.
What are you growing?
This year, I have potatoes, corn, cucumber.
You're growing corn at your house?
Girlfriend has a farm in Monday.
We know
Okay.
Tyler.
Whoa,
He's a farmer.
whoa.
What?
You have a farm where?
Monday.
How's the sausage?
This is Stanichis.
Yeah, you know.
Phenomenal.
Yeah, you can bring
great.
a couple. Got to bring in a couple of rings.
I don't usually stop every time I go.
Oh, I would.
Actually,
You know
speaking
what?
of that,
We'll have like a feast on this here podcast. People love when we eat on the podcast.
yeah,
They do.
I actually went to Will Hog Beef Jerky's in the mall.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
perfect.
West Edmonton
I
Mall's the
hunted
best.
it down. I didn't know where it was, and then all of a sudden it was just in the middle.
Underneath
Yeah.
Apple
Found it.
Store.
Kind of
Great
by
beef.
Phenomenal.
underneath the Apple Store in between like that and the rink.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Mhm.
Got a Coke in a bottle and $20 worth of beef jerky.
Smart man.
Love that.
All gone by the time I
Now,
love that for you.
if you're listening to this right now, I'm curious, what foods have you not eaten? Like, I'm puzzled by you and kiwis, to be
Yeah, it's
honest.
not my thing. Too furry.
But you never tried it.
Yeah, but that's part of it, isn't it? There's some foods you look at and you're like, I don't know if I would eat
What
that.
kind of answer is that?
Well, it's just off-putting.
All right.
What the fuck?
Well, if you're listening to this, I want to know what foods you've never had. I just got to know. Because I'm the least picky eater ever. If it's in front of me, I'll put it in my mouth,
I'll try it.
generally. You can clip that, Surveyor Brett.
Pause.
Shit. Before we move on to hot, cold performers, get out of here, David Quadrelli. Decline. Now you know I did not take your call. Before we get to hot and cold performers, I just want to touch really quickly on a couple of different things. Tyler, you have an Arizona Coyotes tweet you wanted to read me?
Okay,
Oh,
they
yeah, I forgot about
actually
this.
tweeted this and it's so fucking funny.
So
Today,
this is on top of their thing from yesterday.
so they did the poll. You saw the poll, right? Of where should we
Hey fans, where should we play next year? Or where should we play?
build our new arena?
Houston?
Scottsdale.
So they did that. Scottsdale won it. And then today they tweeted at 12:13, Pack, if this tweet gets 20K likes by the end of the day, we'll leak our new arena plans.
How many likes are we at?
25.
Where is it?
Where's the new arena?
They haven't said anything yet.
Call them out.
This is ridiculous.
So ridiculous.
How can the NHL allow a team to play in Claire Drake
Because the
Arena?
NHL got themselves into this.
How about Logan Cooley said he's not going to play for them this season, and instead he'll be going back to the University of Minnesota, whose capacity is double what Mullet Arena is. 10,000 in that rink.
All right. So the Arizona Coyotes experiments continue to go well down in the desert. Well, the only bright side about them playing at Mullet Arena next year is it leaves the door open for me to go to an Oilers game there.
That is literally the only good thing about
The
it.
only benefit, I think it'd be super cool to see an Oilers game in there. That's all I care about. Next thing I want to touch on before we get to hot and cold performers, Tyler, you were reading a little bit while I had a meeting before for lunch. The Kyle Dubas situation in Toronto is very interesting.
Hilarious.
Okay, so I'll try to take you through like the timeline that I kind of picked up from reading the insiders on Twitter. Basically, Dubas was wanted an extension last year and wasn't given it because the board of MLS, he didn't want to give it to him. Come March, he's approached about an extension. They decide to wait. Season ends. Shanahan wants him back. Dubas does a press conference, which apparently was against Shanahan's wishes.
So the press conference was just his end of year one, right?
Shanahan apparently didn't want that to happen. It did. Dubas comes out in that and says, if I'm going to be the GM anywhere, it's going to be here, but I need a couple of days to talk with my family because he talked about the stress of the year and all of that stuff. Shanahan says he had a, quote, shift in thinking after that, and then presented Dubas with an extension still. Dubas emailed Shanahan and said he wants to be back. Dubas's agent emailed with the terms he would like, which reportedly included making him the highest paid GM in the league, $5 to $7 million in that range, and giving him full autonomy over hockey moves. Shanahan then fired Dubas. Bold move to email Shanahan and say, my client will only come back if you, being Brendan Shanahan, don't have any say in the hockey moves.
So is Shanahan Poho there?
Yes.
Okay.
He's been there for so long.
Because he's got like a weird title, I think.
Yeah,
but
I think so.
Anyways, basically it sounds like the Leafs were like, hey, Dubas, we want you back. And he was like, I don't know if I want to come back. And then he was like, I do want to come back. And the Leafs were like, we don't want you back anymore. It's a shit show.
Isn't it weird that they kept emailing? Like, could you not make a phone call?
That's also odd.
Is that the relationship?
It's very millennial, though. He doesn't want to pick up the phone. He wants to email instead.
Yep.
Shanahan
text me.
So
Shanahan's not exactly fitting that category.
Matt Larkin has 9 candidates up at Daily Faceoff who could potentially replace Kyle Dubas.
Please tell me one of them is Peter Seravalli.
No, but the first name is equally as hilarious. Mark Bergevin. That would be
I think that's a great idea.
Yeah.
Matthew Darsh.
Who's that?
Chris Draper. Brandon Pridham, who's just the assistant. Steve Stais. Hands off. Whoa. Jinx, kiss me. Jason Spezza, Brad Treliving, Eric Tulsky, and Ray Whitney for some reason.
I think
it should be Spezza and Whitney.
I think Chris Draper is an interesting one because him and Shanahan have the Detroit connection.
Sure. I don't know what Chris Draper's doing right now.
I think he's an assistant somewhere. Let's have a look.
Detroit?
Chris Draper.
He's worked in the Red Wings front office for more than a decade.
Chris with a K, by the way.
What did I? No H.
Yeah. Well, there you go. That's your update on what's going on around the NHL. Arizona and Toronto, both shit shows for different reasons.
And the season's over.
It just feels right when there's a shit show going on in Toronto, you know?
It does feel fitting.
I wonder what that means because wasn't there speculation that Austin Matthews would only sign an extension if Dubas was there?
Yeah. Him and Dubas are buddies, apparently.
Poor Austin.
Unlike Dumber and Ryan Nugent-Hopkins.
But I wonder, like,
he just lost his
new GM.
Can't go back home either because there's not a team there anymore.
Yeah. New GM is not going to want to give up on Matthews, you'd think. I wonder if they're going to give him big smoke.
Okay, but so yeah, there's the conundrum is, do you want to commit to making him the highest paid player in the NHL?
And I thought I read somewhere yesterday
65 points last year.
But I thought I read somewhere yesterday that he wanted that, but only at 4 to 5 years.
Yeah, because he might want to test the market again in his career. So
God bless him. Why wouldn't you?
Are you going to sign that contract if you're the new GM? And if you don't, are you comfortable potentially having him walk for nothing?
No, you'd have to trade that.
Trade him. I don't know. It's going to be a fun summer to keep an eye on the Leafs.
85 points this year, 40 goals, 45 assists.
Second liner.
So he makes 11.6, I should say. 11.6. Yeah, that's going to be some big smoke.
I wish I could.
You know what? I hope, to be honest, I just want them to lock him back up just to avoid years worth of, they have a cap space open in Toronto.
No, I think we see in 2 summers from now, just like I'm fairly certain they did it in Pittsburgh. I don't know if they were equal up at the same time, but I think you see a nice barbecue outside a la Pronger and Pekka. And you see that Mr. Draisaitl and Mr. McDavid are signing matching contracts. They're getting matching houses right beside each other.
Lauren Kyle design both?
Obviously.
Sure. Sure.
Both definitely heated driveways.
Oh, of course. Who wants to fucking shovel your sidewalk like a pleb, you know? Right, Tyler?
Mm-hmm.
You own a house. How much would you love to have a heated driveway?
I like shoveling.
No, you don't.
What do you mean?
Why would you love to shovel?
The shoveling's not bad. It's being outside in the cold. It
Exactly.
sucks.
So collectively, it's not fun. That's why I pay a condo board and I don't shovel my own driveway.
I also pay a condo board and I wish I did.
I like my household activities where I can put in my headphones, turn on music, and just zone out for like.
I was actually, by the way, Amber posted a photo of you barbecuing on her Instagram the other day. I was going to send it to Jay's girlfriend, Eva, because you were full dad mode in that picture. You had socks and sandals.
Yeah.
I don't remember what else you were wearing, but it was the kind of thing we generally
Nothing
make fun
matched. I think I was wearing like a blue shirt and a white hat with my black and red shorts, like shit show.
It was
but
the kind of
I'd
thing
be
that
grilling.
we always make fun of Jay for.
Yeah.
So I was going to send it to Eva, but I never did. Gentlemen, get your last weeks in order. We're going to do hot and cold performers here. We're going to start off with our veggies as we always do. Tyler.
Yeah.
Who do we got attached to this anyway? AMA Travel.
Mm-hmm.
AMAtravel.ca/dream. Put a couple of details in there. AMA is going to spit out a holiday for you. If you already have something in mind, AMA Travel is there to help you. You can save on travel insurance, save on cruises, save on vacation packages, save on guided vacation and coach tours. Maybe a nice coach tour for us this summer, Liam.
Hey, as long as I'm not going to Drumheller, I'm good.
Save on hotels, car rentals, attractions, and tickets. Save on luggage and accessories. AMA Travel, that's where you need to be. Got it? AMAtravel.ca. Hot and cold performers. Gentlemen, we start off with our veggies, looking at the last 7 days of your life. Tyler, what is a cold performer of the week?
Hey, I'll go with this one. It's actually a sad one. The passing of NFL and sporting legend Jim Brown today. And if you remember my early career on the radio, was also my first ever viral moment, was not knowing who he is. But then Surveyor Brett bought me a book and I read about it. And there was no reason for me to not know who he is because he was a giant both on and off the field. So RIP Jim Brown.
Oh, that's cold.
Rick, your cold performer of the week.
Well, you brought this up on Tuesday about lunches or something like that. And I said I was going to hold on to mine here. So there's an equal argument out there that, you know, the hot dogs and the hot dog bun packages, they never quite equal.
Yeah.
Well, now you can go out and buy foot-long hot dogs at Safeway. Love it. Foot-long. Right.
Yeah.
Got them. Tell me where the hell you can buy a foot-long hot dog bun.
Subway.
No, you can't get how much bread is. How much, you need 2 hot dogs in there. The fact that I couldn't get a foot-long hot dog bun to match, they should be in the same spot, like right beside each other. Have the mustard,
the ketchup and the mustard.
Come on, I don't know who to blame, but someone needs to be blamed.
You don't like the overhang, huh?
You're gonna get overhang, but no, this is like trust me. And I took the package.
6 inches of hang.
I took the package to the buns, and even the longest bun out there, you've got there's 3 on each side. It's crazy. Nonsense is right.
Ridiculous.
Redonkulous.
Someone's got to fix this.
Liam, your cold performer of the week for our friends at AMA Travel.
My cold performer of the week is happening to me as we speak. My beloved Bolton Wanderers will not be getting promoted to the championship this season unless they can score a goal in the next 3 minutes and send it to extra time.
Don't give up.
But it's been a lovely season if it ends like this. So shout out to my cold performer. 6 minutes.
6 more minutes. Come on.
6 minutes. Maybe we'll finish it off by the end of the podcast.
All right, we got to kill off 6 minutes then until Liam is officially over on this game.
So that's my premature cold performer.
My cold performer of the week is that the temperature in our office is erratic.
Holy moly.
It could be
between
2,000 degrees in this room we're in. We get the AC sorted, and now it is 2,000 degrees below zero. Tyler was up on the table
like the moon,
screwing a friggin' vent shut to try and regulate.
Couldn't figure it out, by the way.
Cannot figure out how to get this at a normal, stable temperature that doesn't have Liam wearing a blanket cape.
Yes. My night.
The crew outside wearing hoodies all the time. So anyway, our inability to do pretty much anything right has been very upsetting.
That's you.
We have been hoodwinked, bamboozled, led astray, run amok, and flat out deceived.
Flip it around, boys. Let's finish off the podcast with some bright sides for our friends at AMA Travel. Let's look at the last 7 days and something that has been fantastic in your life, Liam.
I'll give my hot performer of the week to a fan of the show, Christopher Palmer, for taking Gavin and I to the game 6. That was very nice of you to consider the both of us. And I know Gavin and I both had a very good time. So thank you very much for that. Simon too.
Feeling hot. Feeling hot.
Rick, your hot performer of the week.
Nobody and nothing.
Put some respect on my name. Jesus.
Boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy.
That's me. That one.
Tyler, your hot performer of the week.
Long weekend vibes. I'm going to golf twice. I'm going to be living good. Who cares if the Oilers aren't in the playoffs? Summertime.
Fuck.
I will be golfing tonight too.
Hang on.
Shit. Got the Jays game on. Come on. You got to try to mentally just find the positives. No?
Maybe next week.
Okay.
I'll be in Smokeville this weekend too. Calgary. Apparently that place is crazy.
Yeah,
With this
apparently it's
weather.
really bad in
Think of
Calgary.
what it is
Outside.
here too.
Look.
It is,
I can't see. It looks like it should rain.
it's
Well, that's
weird.
not
It's
clouds, I
like
don't think.
eerie. It's like that really, when it gets really orange,
It's like
it
the
looks
world's
like we're in
ending.
hell.
A little apocalypse.
Yeah.
Yes,
you are
we were
in
supposed to
Calgary.
win the cup this year. And this is outside right now is what it looks like inside me.
I feel I feel that. My hot performer of the week will be whoever comes for a beer with me on the patio after, because it is Friday. It is a long weekend. And I don't feel like doing anything.
This is why I'm hot. I'm hot because I'm fly. You ain't because you not.
There you go.
It's Friday.
There you have it. Programming notes. Are we going down to one a week next week, Tyler?
I think so.
Boys? Thoughts?
I think we can crank it back up like once we're fully in off-season mode and do like some draft specials, get like Stephen Ellis, do like free agency special, get Frank. But I think we'll go down to one.
Yeah.
When is the draft? It's about a month from now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty much a month.
6
exactly.
weeks.
Tonight.
Yeah. We struggled to put this show together today.
I disagree.
That's fair. We did determine the whole sinkhole, black hole thing. So that was
Well,
big
I
for
could have
us.
gone on for long. Some old fun police over there. Tyler doesn't share our fears of tumbling into the depths of hell.
You guys are crazy.
So yeah, we're probably going to go down to one a week. I mean, starting next week, we'll just do the Friday episode, and then drawing nearer to the draft.
Do we just want to do the Friday or do we just want to do the Tuesday?
Friday?
Okay.
Well, my question for that is then, what do we do with word association?
Well, we'll crowbar
Burn
it
it.
into the Friday. Who says we can't do 3 signature bits in one show?
Throw it into a sinkhole. Sinkhole. Black hole.
Either or.
Either or.
And then I think draft week, we'll do 2 shows that week. Free agency to recap free agency, or I don't remember what the dates are exactly, because it goes draft, free agency, bang, bang. Oh, Liam, we almost got it here, buddy.
Yeah,
We're killing time here.
Fuck, I was close.
So then we'll do 2 shows that week as well to recap free agency
No, that's not good.
and draft / whatever. Liam,
Hope you
how
guys
we doing
didn't play
over
your
there?
goalie.
How we doing on time?
There's a minute and a half left. We just ripped a guy down. No foul. Play on. Oh, it was a foul. We're probably good to end it. Yeah.
Could be Sportsnet doing, and the cameraman just doesn't know what he's doing.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's a good thing about football. They give you all the action.
Honorary hot performer, that account I found the other day on Twitter.
Oh, yeah. The camera. one.
It was something, I got to tell it what it is. It's like cameramen doing their thing, or shout out to the cameraman. Praise the cameraman on Twitter is fucking awesome. There are some hilarious videos on there of cameramen like running alongside a 100-meter dash and trying to record. Anyway, it's great. Shout out to you.
This is why I'm hot. I'm hot because I'm fly.
How you doing over
Because
there,
you not.
We're done.
Yeah, it's
All
over.
right. Well, we tried.
That's you.
Oscar's crying.
Oscar's upset.
Oh,
Literally, a young boy is crying, and
Mom's
lots
got
of
him.
people.
They're
Lots
down
of people.
1-0, so they had to win.
They had to at least draw to get it to
down
extra
2-1
time.
aggregate.
Oh, they're down 2 on aggregate. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a tough one.
that hurts.
Tough break.
Sports hurts, Liam.
It's been a tough week for you, pal.
It's not been great.
Bright side, Riverhawks start right away.
Oh, yeah, that'll be good.
I also want to go check out some Stingers games this summer.
I've never been.
Me neither.
I had my graduation in that rink, though.
I thought you were going to play on the Stingers for your graduation.
They never asked me. J. Cole was too busy doing it.
J. Cole almost had me, and then he fucking dipped.
Oh, yeah, he did leave, didn't he, for his tour?
She's like, oh, J. Cole's got a rap tour to do. Come on, man. Anyway, for our friends at AMA Travel, Betway, and Oodle Noodle, thank you for being here. Friday episode of Oilers Nation Radio. We will check back in with you a week from now. So if you're waiting for us on Tuesday, you haven't made it this far in the podcast. You dipped out some time ago before I told you about the programming notes. Any final thoughts for the people who have not listened to this far, Tyler?
Have a happy long weekend.
Enjoy your long weekend.
Who's coming for a beer with me?
We'll see how quickly we get the pod up.
Yeah.
I'm going to work.
There you go. Oilers Nation Radio. Have a great weekend, everybody.